students. This lecture I am going to cover the remaining part of the living world. Okay, the living world. So diversity in the living world. Actually, what is happening? So many types of organisms are there in the world. Okay, these are different from each other in various aspects, like their nature of food, their eating, their way of living, the responsiveness towards any environmental hazardous effect. Okay, so many type of things are there in these aspects. They are different from each other, so that's why this is called as diversity in the living world. Okay, so to as it is known that so many types of organisms are present. So if we try to study and understand every organism one by one, then it could take so many years to learn. Okay, and so much efforts is needed. So what we can do is, if we make some group, okay, or family, uh, to some of the organisms or some of the types of organisms, so that we can understand, by knowing one organism we can predict other organisms, other characteristic of other organisms of the same group or same family, right? So this is the reason behind the taxonomical classification. We classify to a specific group, that this type of organisms, this A, B, C type of organisms are in the same group. So if we know the characteristic or nature of the A organism, then we can predict easily the characterism and nature of the C organism, right? This is the basis for taxonomical classification. Okay, so here nomenclature, this is very obvious. The nomenclature helps. Nomenclature means naming. So naming helps in the identification of that particular organism. Okay, so for to know the organism easily, we should have a name for that organism. And identification means that those characteristic features, nature, everything, whatever we know about an organism, okay, we can put them as a whole, okay, to identify that organism with those characteristics. Okay, so next. Okay, so biological names, actually, the rules for biological naming for standardized purpose, okay, standardization, these are given by ICBN and ICZN. ICBN means international code for botanical nomenclatures. Okay, so all plant species, whatever we have, the naming of those plant organisms are given or standardized by ICBN, international code for botanical nomenclature. And for animal species, it is international code of zoological nomenclature, that is ICZN. Okay, so usually biological name is having two word, we can say, right? Two word means, like Mangifera indica, we all know the scientific name of mango tree. So Mangifera indica, here Mangifera, the first word is for genus, okay, and the indica is the species name. Okay, so when we write on our page, then we should write it, the first letter must be capital, remaining all are in a small letter. Okay, and we should underline the name separately, means Mangifera underlined and separately indica underlined. Okay, but in case of book, in book writing, we don't need to underline, we need to write it in italics. Mangifera in italics and indica in italics. Okay. So taxonomical classification, every grouping, every each unit of the grouping or family is known as the taxa. Okay, so taxonomical category, taxonomical hierarchy means the gradual representation, gradual placing of various taxa. That is the taxonomical hierarchy. Means species, genus. Species means if species is same for two organism, that means almost everything, almost every aspects are going to be same only for those two organisms, because the scientific name genus and species is same. But if species name is different, then in some context it could be different from each other. Okay, but genus is same, so similarity will be there, similarity will be present, but there could be some dissimilarity as well, because species name is difference. Okay, so see this chart we need to remember. So see what is happening. As a whole, we are considering all the plants in plant kingdom, all the animals in the animal kingdom. So kingdom is larger family or larger grouping. All plants are placed in the plant kingdom, and all animals are placed in the animal kingdom. So kingdom may be two types: plant kingdom and animal kingdom. So now plant kingdom and animal kingdom. So now we can compare plant kingdom and animal kingdom. What we will see, that there will be very less similarity between these two kingdoms, right? Likewise, when under a specific phylum or division, many organisms will be there, but those organisms from one phylum to another phylum, there will be dissimilarity. But inside one phylum also there will be dissimilarity, but this is in the less amount compared to two phylum organisms. Okay, two separate phylum organisms. Okay, so likewise this is decreasing, means dissimilarity decreasing and similarity increasing. When we go from kingdom to phylum, then phylum to class, class to order, order to family, then family to genus, then genus to species. So as we go species to kingdom, the dissimilarity increases. Okay, okay, we need to remember this sequence must. This is very important. Okay, okay, next. So here it is one thing I should say. See, like so many species are there, many species get same place in the genus, like Mangifera indica, Mangifera something else, Mangifera something another else. So these are the same genus, but the species is different. For us human, sapiens, but in the earlier stage it was human erectus. Human is same, means genus is same, but species getting different. So we belong to same genus, then many genus are in the same family. Okay, likewise many families are in the same order. Okay, so here you can see what I was trying to elaborate. See, man, the biological name is Homo sapiens. Homo is genus and species, sapiens is species. We belong to family Hominidae and order primate, class Mammalia, division or phylum is Chordata. So likewise we can see for mango also, Mangifera indica. Mangifera is the genus name. Okay, so taxonomical aids means whatever we have to support the study or help the study of taxonomical characteristic, taxonomical classification. Okay, whatever helps in taxonomical classification or identification, nomenclature. These are the things. So those are known as taxonomical aids. And the most important, one of the most important is herbarium. So herbarium usually whatever we plant have, okay, plant, we collect those plant part, maybe root, maybe in case of herbs it is small in the length, so we can take whole plant, okay. So in case of herb, okay, so plant, herb, likewise. So plant part, maybe leaf, maybe stem, or maybe root, okay. So we can take those and we dry it properly to keep for long time as a sample specimen. Means we kept one species of plant for 1 year. After 1 year, one do not need to go to the garden to collect that plant or know the characteristics or know the flower nature, leaf nature, leaf arrangements, stem color. These are the many things, are there many characteristic features, so we don't need to go again and again to the garden to see the characteristic feature or properties, okay. So we can see this from herbarium itself. So these are the dried and stored, okay. So here you can see files are made. So inside file we kept the leaf part or plant part, maybe root part also, okay. And we put the biological name, the plant part collected, in which date it was collected, from which garden, and what was the characteristic features we may mention. So it will help in the future to get the information, okay. So herbarium done. So botanical gardens, we all know, I think, botanical garden, so many types of plants, specifically those plants which are not available in the normal environment, maybe due to some damage, maybe it's due to some hazardous condition environment is going through. That's why some plants species is getting decreased in the in number. So we may keep those plant species inside botanical garden for longer duration, okay. So botanical garden, some botanical gardens are mentioned here. National Botanical Garden, National Botanical Research Institute, that is located in the Lucknow, India, okay. And Indian Botanical Garden, that is in Howrah, okay. And another one is the Kew, that is the famous botanical garden at Kew, England, okay. So museum is actually, biological museums are generally set up in educational institutions such as schools and colleges. Museums have collections of preserved plant and animal specimens, okay, for study and reference. Museum, plant and animal species as well. Specimens are preserved in the containers or jars in preservative solutions, okay. So this should not get disintegrated, right? These are composed of so many type of molecules. If molecular deformation occurs or some degradation occurs by the microbes, okay, microbe may disintegrate, metabolize those part of the plant or animal, then it will be damaged only. So we need to avoid those things. That's why we need to add some preservative solution that will prevent to grow the microbes inside that jar, right, or container. So that is the museum. So zoological park, animal collection, many types of animals, specifically those which are getting toward which are going to extinct, okay. So zoological parks are there. So you can see in the zoological park, okay, this is also zoological park. So they are staying very freely, right? So key is another taxonomical aid used for identification of plants and animals based on the similarities and dissimilarities, okay. The keys are based on the contrasting characters, means opposing characteristics, generally in pair called couplet. It represents the choice, means two opposite characteristic is available, so one could have A or one could have opposite A. That's it, okay. So this is the key, okay. So these are the things we have in the living world. Okay, so thank you.